this. Oh, Banchero.
Shit, Banchero, be careful what you say, man. You're gonna get fined 100K for that. But welcome back to the First and More. I'm your host, P-Man, better known as Preston. And today we're gonna be recapping this week of the NBA from December 30th to January 4th. I'm gonna be uploading a video every Friday recapping the week of the NBA. So, without further more, it's a good Friday, and every Friday we're gonna start off with a segment of Guitar Hero. So, let's get it rolling. Here we go. Alrighty, before we get started with our Guitar Hero segment, I want y'all to know we will be doing this every Good Friday. We are on career mode, on hard, so we're in this together. Let's get going and let's rock and roll. Here we go. Well, oh. Alrighty, and that's gonna wrap it up for our first segment of Guitar Hero. Not great, to be honest, but I mean, at least we got an agreement and we passed. So let's get on to the NBA. Let's get on to the review of the week for the NBA. Here we go. Alrighty, that's gonna wrap it up for the guitar segment. On to the NBA recap of the week. We're gonna start off with Saturday, December 30th. We had the Heat versus Jazz, 109 to 117. The Jazz came out on top on that one. Let's check out the leading box score for the Miami Heat. We had Bam Adebayo with 28 points, 16 rebounds, and 3 assists. The second man up was Tyler Hero, 25.6 rebounds and 6 assists. Not a bad night for them too, but they just can't carry the Heat to a dub. Let's go on to the Utah Jazz leading box scores of the night. Here we go. Kelly Olynyk, 19 points, 10 assists, a nice little double-double for him with 4 more rebounds, but had a triple-double. But let's go on to the second man up on that night. Well, basically the first man, because it was the rookie Keontae George with 21.6 rebounds and 2 assists. Career high for him. He had himself a pretty good game. Let's go on to the Raptors versus Pistons. Good thing the Pistons won this game. My goodness, they were about to lose 28 in a row. Ridiculous, but hope they can keep winning and not losing. But it was for the score, the Raptors versus Pistons, it was 127 to 129 with the Pistons coming out on top. Box score leaders for the Raptors was Pascal Siakam, 35 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Next man up was Dennis Schroeder with 30 points, 0 rebounds, and 9 assists. Almost a nice double-double for him. Let's go on to the Pistons' top scorers. We had Cade Cunningham with 30 points, 3 rebounds, and 12 assists. The next man up was Bojan Bogdanovic with 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. Not a bad night for Cade and them. They were really doing something, and they really came in clutch with what they needed to do. So glad they got the job done. Let's go on to the Lakers versus Wolves. It was 106 to 108. The Lakers unfortunately lost by this much, literally by that much. It was ridiculous. But let's go on to the top scorers for the Lakers. We had Anthony Davis, 33 points with 17 rebounds and 8 assists. This close to getting a triple-double, but nice double-double for him on the night. Next man up was LeBron James with 26 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. Not a bad night for him, to be honest. Just if he would have had that 3, things could have ended differently. But let's go on to the top scorers for the Timberwolves. We had Anthony Edwards, 31 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Not a bad night for Ant-Man. And the next man up was Naz Reid, 21 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. I love watching Naz Reid go off. It is something different. He is a work of art when he is going. But let's get on to the Mavericks versus Warriors. Mavericks won this one, 132 to 121. Let's go on to the top scorer for the Mavericks. We had Luka Doncic with 38 points, 8 rebounds, and 10 assists. A nice double-double with 2 more rebounds. He would got himself a triple-double. But let's go on to the next man up for the Mavericks. We had Josh Green, 18 points, 0 rebounds, and 2 assists. Not a bad night for the Green Man. But let's go on to the Warriors' top scorers. Here we go. We had Steph. Look at Curry, man. 25 points, 2 rebounds, and 7 assists. 3 more assists. He would got himself a nice double-double. But let's go on to the next man up. Chris Paul with 24 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists. Almost identical to Steph, just 1 less assist and 1 less point. Let's go on to the 76ers versus the Bulls. It was 92 to 105. The Bulls came out on top. Let's go into the top scorer for the 76ers. Tyrese Maxey with 20 points, 0 rebounds, and 7 assists. Not a bad night for him. 3 more assists would have had himself a nice double-double. Let's go into the next man up for the 76ers. Was Tobias Harris with 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Not a bad night for him. Just 3 more rebounds would have had himself a double-double. 6 more a triple-double, but I could only see him getting maybe 3 more rebounds to make it a double-double, but unfortunately he didn't. Let's go on to the top scorers for the Chicago Bulls. We had DeMar DeRozan with 24.6 rebounds and 5 assists. A nice stat sheet for DeMar DeRozan. Let's go on to the next man up. It was Coby White, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. I love seeing Coby White coming up and doing good. That confidence is getting better, taking smarter shots. He's just being more fluent with the ball, trusting his guys more. It's just he's becoming a persistent player the Bulls can count on, and I'm loving to see it. With 2 more rebounds, he would have had himself a double-double. But without nothing less, let's go on to the Knicks versus Pacers. 126 to 140. Pacers dominated the Knicks. To the leading scorer for the Knicks, we had Dante DiVincenzo with 38.6 rebounds and 2 assists. Not a bad night for the man wearing number 0. Love to see him do good. Second man up was Julius Randle, 28 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. A nice little double-double for Julius Randle. Let's go on to the Pacers. Leading scorer for the Pacers was Miles Turner, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Not a bad night for the big man. Let's go on to the second man up was Tyrese Halliburton, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 23 assists, career high for him. Man, he was slinging that ball over the court. I mean, it was a little Mahomey to me, but unless he's really getting nice passes out and dishing the guy to the ball. But let's check out the top play for that day. Here we go.
Thompson's lob and Lively.
Man, that was a nice play. Let's game up. We have the Hawks versus the Wizards, 130 to 126. Let's go on to the leading scorers for the Hawks. Leading scorer for the Hawks was Trae Young, 40 points, 3 rebounds, and 13 assists. A nice double-double for him. The next man up was DeJounte Murray with 32.6 rebounds and 3 assists. Man, that duo has been cooking ever since DeJounte Murray got there. Love to see him doing good. Let's go on to the leading scorer for the Washington Wizards. Here we go. Leading scorer for Washington Wizards was Kyle Kuzma with 38 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. Just 2 more rebounds. We got himself a double-double. And that's pretty nice points for that man, Kyle Kuzma. Next man up was Deni Avdija with 17 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 assists. A nice little double-double for the second-year pro. Let's go on to the Nets versus Thunder. Was 108 to 124 with the Thunder pulling out the dub. Let's look at the top scorers for the Thunder. We had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 24.6 rebounds and 5 assists. Man, he has an argument for MVP this season. Not really lying. He is doing good. My favorites for MVP is me personally is Anthony Edwards and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They are both cooking this season. And Anthony Edwards is the next MJ. But second man up for the Thunder was Josh Giddey, 20.6 rebounds and 5 assists. But Josh Giddey having himself a nice game. Let's go on to the Nets' top scorers. We had Mikal Bridges, 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. Not bad. 3 more of those each, and he would have had himself a triple-double. Let's go on to the next man up. Was Cam Thomas, 20 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. That boy is only about scoring. He's only going to get better as time goes on. Alrighty, let's go on to the Magic versus the Suns. It was 107 to 112. Suns coming out on top. Let's go on to the Magic top scorers. We had Paolo Banchero with 28 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. 1 more rebound would have had himself a double-double. 3 more assists would have himself a triple-double, but he had himself a pretty decent game for the second-year pro. Let's go on to the next man up was Franz Wagner, 27.7 rebounds, 6 assists, nearly identical to Pablo, but just not as much, just 1 less point, 2 less rebounds, and 1 less assist. Nearly identical for those 2 big men. Let's go on to the Suns' top scorers. Here we go. We had Kevin Durant with 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Had himself a pretty monster game for him. Bradley Beal out there with 25 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists. Not bad for that duo. And then D-Book was not really doing much, only 10 points. But that's besides the point. They got themselves the dub. Let's go on to the next game. We had the Kings versus Grizzlies, 123 to 92. Let's go on to the leading scorers for the Kings. We had De'Aaron Fox with 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Not a bad night for the fast man himself. Next man up was Malik Monk, 27 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. He is being stellar this past... I was saying he's been really good this past month and obviously into the very beginning of the month. He has been doing great. Love to see him doing great. I love Malik Monk and I love to watch him play. He is such a high flyer and his 3-point shot got better. But on to the Grizzlies' leading scorer, we had Jaren Jackson Jr. with 18 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. Man, got to do better than that. With John Morant, second guy up with 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Y'all got to just be more consistent than that. But, I mean, Jaw's been out for a bit, came back. He's been doing really good. So some guys also got to step up on that team if they want to make a name for themselves. Let's go into the Celtics versus Spurs. Celtics got the monster dub over the Spurs, 134 to 101. Let's look at the leading scorers for the Celtics. We had Jason Tatum with 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Next guy up was Jaylen Brown, 24.6 rebounds and 3 assists. Not a bad night for the young duo right there. Let's go on to the Spurs leading scorers. We had Victor Wembanyama with 21.7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 more rebounds, got himself a triple-double, but just not able to do it. But still a pretty good game for the rookie, not going to lie. And then we had man up Devin Vassell with 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. I do like watching that kid play. He just gets better and better each game I watch. So that's going to wrap it up for that game. Let's go on to the Lakers versus Pelicans. It was 109 to 129. Pelicans got a monster dub over the Lakers. Not 20-point dub over the Lakers. Let's go to the leading scorers for the Lakers. We had LeBron Jamerson with 34 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. Just 2 more assists, got himself a double-double. And the next man up was Austin Reeves with 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 9 assists. 1 more assist, but had himself a double-double also. Let's go into the Pelicans leading scorers, though. Excuse me. We had Brandon Ingram with 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. 2 more assists, but had himself a double-double. Zion Williamson with 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists, nearly identical to B. Ingram. So those were the 2 leading scorers for the Pelicans. And then let's go ahead and check out the top play of that day. Here we go.
Herb spotting up. Another. Get in there, ball!
But let's go on to Monday, January 1st. It's the first of the month. And we start off with the Timberwolves versus the Knicks, 106 to 112, and the Knicks getting the dub over the Wolves. Let's go on to the box score leaders for the Knicks. It was Julius Randle leading all scorers, 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists. Just 1 more assist would have got himself a double-double. But let's go on to the next man up. And the new guy from here was OG Anunoby, 17.6 rebounds and 1 assist. Not a bad debut for him. Let's go to the Timberwolves leading scorers. We had Anthony Edwards, 35 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Ant-Man is just cooking these past few games. Karl Anthony Towns was the next guy up with 29.6 rebounds and 3 assists. Not a bad game for the duo, just not enough to get the win. And the next game up, we had the Cavaliers versus the Raptors, 121 to 124. This came down to the wire. The leading scorers for the Cavaliers. It was Donovan Mitchell with 26.7 rebounds and 7 assists. Just 3 more rebounds and 3 more assists would have had himself a triple-double, but nonetheless had himself a pretty good game. The first guy up was actually Caris LeVert, 31 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Had himself a pretty good game. Always like to see that man do good. Let's go into the top scores for the Raptors. We had Pascal Siakam, 36 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. I mean, if you want to make an argument for Pascal maybe being MVP, he's been cooking and been really reliable for the Raptors. He has at least averaged 25 points a game this season, and in his past few games, he's had 30 or more. So he's been very, very good for the Raptors. I love to see him do good. The next man up, though, on that team was Scotty Barnes with 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Love to see those duo do good. Let's get on to the next game. We had the Mavericks versus the Jazz. The Mavericks fell short, 90 to 127. Fell short by a bit. Let's go into the leading scores for the Mavericks, though. We had Luka Doncic with 19.6 rebounds and 14 assists. Nice little double-double for him. Next guy up was Kyrie Irving with 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. Just 1 more rebound would have got himself a double-double. But let's go on to the Utah Jazz leading scorers. We had Simone Fontecchio with 24.6 rebounds and 2 assists. Next guy up was Jordan Clarkson with 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists. And that is history for the Utah Jazz, getting their first triple-double since 2008. Let's go on to the Pacers versus the Bulls. It was 122 to 113. Pacers coming out on top. But let's go on to the leading scorers for the Pacers. The leading scorer himself, the main man, Tyrese Halliburton, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 11 assists, so close to a triple-double, but he keeps on getting those double-doubles. Love to see him do good. Next guy up was Kit Mathurin with 25 points, 13 rebounds, 0 assists. Nice double-double for the guy himself right there. Let's go on to the top scorers for the Bucks. We had Giannis Antetokounmpo with 30 points, 18 rebounds, 11 assists. A good triple-double for Giannis in that game. But the next man up was Brook Lopez, 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist for him. Not a bad game, just couldn't get the job done over the Pacers. On to the next game, we had the Pistons versus Rockets, 113 to 136. The Rockets came out on top over the Pistons, dominating them. But let's go into the leading scores for the Pistons. We had Ali Burks with 21 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Not a bad guy for the young fella right there. Along with Jaden Ivey with 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. They both had one of the most dominant games they had all their career. So, like to see them do good, just obviously not enough to beat the Rockets. The Rockets had a Rockets leading scorer, Alperen Sengun with 26 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. And I got to say, that guy is coming up. He might become an all-star this year. He is doing very good, averaging about 19 points a game, maybe even a little bit over that, but he has made a big leap from his rookie year. But the next man up was Jalen Green with 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Not a bad night for the young fella right there. Let's get on to the next game. We had the Blazers versus the Suns, 88-109. To the leading scorers for the Blazers, we had the rookie Scoot Henderson, 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. Man up was Jeremy Grant with 15 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists. Not a bad night for the big fella right there. Just obviously not enough for both of them to keep them in the game. Let's go on to the top scorer for the Suns. We had Bradley Beal with the steal, 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Not a bad night for Beal. And up was Jursev Nurkic. Sorry, I know I said that wrong, but he wears number 20 on the Suns, and he was playing for the Blazers before. I know him. I just don't know how to say his name. He had 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Not a bad night for the big man that game. Let's go on to the next games. We have the Hornets versus the Nuggets, 93-111. Let's go into the top scorers for the Hornets. Miles Bridges with 26 points,
racks on some bullshit. Niggas trying to hate up on
9 rebounds and 5 assists, just too lazy to get one more rebound. Do not like that man though. But Brandon Miller with the 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Not a bad night for the rookie himself. Let's go into the top scorer for the Nuggets. We had Jamal Murray with 25 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and the next man up was Michael Porter Jr., better known as MPJ, dude. 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. We are not passing the rock. We are not passing the rock. But 2 more rebounds and he would have had himself a nice double-double. Let's go into the Heat versus the Clippers. The final score was 104-122. Let's go on to the top scores for the Heat. Was Bam Adebayo with 21 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 assists. A nice double-double for him. Next guy up was Kevin Love, 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. But let's go on to the top scorer for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard with 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Had himself a pretty solid game. Second man up was Paul George with 23 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Just 1 less point than Kawhi, but nonetheless, he has also been very productive for them. Now let's check out the top highlight from January 1st.
Reggie in the lane. Backhand layup is a beauty.
Very, very nice highlight right there. But let's have the Bulls versus 76ers. The Bulls fall short, 97-110. Let's go into the leading scorers for the Bulls. We had DeMar DeRozan with 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Not a bad game for him. Could have done a bit better, but all good for DeMar. Let's go into man up was Ayo Dosunmu. He wears number 12 on the Bulls. Sorry if I said his name wrong. He had himself 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 0 assists. Not a bad night for the kid. On to the top scorers for the 76ers. We had Joel Embiid with 31 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. A nice triple-double for him on the night. And then, of course, the next man up, the one and only Tyrese Maxey, 21 points, 1 rebound, and 5 assists. Going to the next game of the day, we had the Celtics versus the Thunder, 123-127. Man, came down to the wire for them. Let's go on to the leading scorers for the Celtics, though. We had Jason Tatum with 30 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists. Next man up, the leading scorer of the night was Kristaps Porzingis, 34 points with 10 rebounds and 2 assists. Had himself a nice double-double, along with Jason having himself a nice double-double. Let's go on to the top scorer for the Thunder. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 36 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. If he keeps going like this, he's going to be the clear winner for MVP. Next man up was Josh Giddey with 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, just too shy of a double-double. But let's go on to the next game. We had the Nets versus the Pelicans, 85-112. The Pelicans came out on top. Let's go on to the top scorer for the Pelicans. We had CJ McCollum with 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Not a bad night for CJ. Let's go on to the next man up was Herbert Jones with 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Love to see that man do good. Let's go into the top scorers for the Nets. We had Cameron Johnson with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Next man up was Mikal Bridges with 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. The next game, we had the Hornets versus the Knicks. The Hornets came out on top 111-109. Let's go on to the top scores for the Charlotte Hornets. We had Miles
Niggas
Bridges,
trying to hate up on the game cause we got they main bitch doing horse shit.
27 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And then to go along with the first man up, Terry Rozier with 34 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Terry Rozier, how do you do? We love to see that man do good. But let's go on to the top scorer for the Kings. We had DeAndre Fox with 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. Not a bad night for him. Second man up was Domantas Sabonis with 23 points, 19 rebounds, and 4 assists. A nice little double-double for him. Let's go on to the next game. We had the Spurs versus Grizzlies, 98-106. And then let's go on to the leading scorers for the Spurs. It was Victor Wembanyama with 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. Almost got the double-double, just not enough for him. Up was Keldon Johnson, 19.6 rebounds, 4 assists. Not a bad game for Johnson. Leading scorers for the Grizzlies, we had Desmond Bane, 24 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Not a bad night for the man Bane. Not a bad night for Bane himself. And then the leading scorer for the Grizzlies was Ja Morant, 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 10 assists. A nice double-double for Ja Morant. Love to have him back in the league. He is doing good. To the Magic versus the Warriors, 115-121. Let's go to the leading scorers for the Magic. We had Franz Wagner with 25.6 rebounds and 3 assists. First man up is going to be Paolo Banchero with 27 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. Let's go on to the top scorer for the Warriors. We had Steph. Look at Curry, man, with 36 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists. Not a bad night for Steph Curry himself. Next man up was Jonah Kuminga with 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists. One away from a double-double, but he had himself a nice game nonetheless. Let's check out the top play from that day.
Wembanyama with the follow. Aldama got the knock.
This is a nice play right there. Let's Wednesday, January 3rd. Going to the Pacers versus the Bucks. And lately, the Pacers have been owning the Bucks. 130-142. The Pacers come out on top. Let's go to the top scorers for the Bucks. We had Damian Lillard with 23 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists. And then Giannis Antetokounmpo with 26 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. A nice little double-double. 2 more, he would have had a triple-double. That would have been 2 games in a row. But let's go on to the top scorers for the Pacers. We had Tyrese Halliburton with 31 points, 2 rebounds, and 12 assists. Another double-double for him. He just keeps dishing them out. Let's go on to the second leading scorer, though. We had Bennett Marthern with 16 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists. Nice game for him, not going to lie. Let's go to the second game of the day. We had the Wizards versus the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers dominated the Wizards 101-140. They won by 39 points. Let's go to the top scorer for the Wizards, though. We had Kyle Kuzma, 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. We had Danielle Afford with 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. I mean, nothing to say there either. For the Cavaliers, we had Donovan Mitchell, 22 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Not a bad game for the Spider himself. Then the next man up was Max Strus with 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Let's go into the next game that we have up is the Thunder versus the Hawks, 138-141. Man, this was a close game as well. Top scorer for the Thunder, though, was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 33 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. Almost a triple-double, but a nice double-double for him, and he had 33 points, more than 30 again. Next guy up for the Thunder was Jalen Williams with 21 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. Had himself a nice game right there. Let's go to the top scorer for the Hawks was Trae Young with 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 11 assists. A nice double-double for him right there. The next man up was Jalen Johnson with 28.7 rebounds and 3 assists. A nice game for the second-year pro. We love to see that. Next game up, we got the Pelicans versus the Timberwolves. The Pelicans got the dub 117-106. Let's go to the leading scorers for the Pelicans. The leading scorer for the Pelicans was CJ McCollum with 24 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. Not a bad game for him. He has been doing great. Was Zion Williamson. This was actually the leading scorer, was 27 points. With 27 points with 4 assists and 6 rebounds. Not a bad game for Zion himself. To the leading scorers for the Timberwolves, we had Anthony Edwards with 35 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Again, getting another 30-plus game. Love to see that from the Ant-Man. And the next leading scorer was Karl Anthony Towns with 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Not a bad game for Cat, just not enough to get the dub over the Pelicans. Let's go into the Raptors versus the Grizzlies, 116-111. The Raptors got the dub over the Grizzlies. Let's go to the top scorer for the Raptors. we had Emmanuel Quickly with 26 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. The next man up was Siakam with 24.7 rebounds and 0 assists. Does not matter though because they got the job done. Leading scorers for the Grizzlies, we had John Morant with 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. Almost a triple-double, almost a double-double, just not quite there. Second man up for the Grizzlies, we had Jaren Jackson Jr. with 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 0 assists. To another great game, we had the Magic versus the Kings in double overtime thriller. It was 135 to 138. Let's go on to the top scorer for the Magic. We had Paolo Banchero with 43 points on the night with 4 rebounds and 5 assists. Amazing game for Paolo. Man up was Jalen Suggs with 24 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. But let's go into the Kings' top scorer. We had Malik Monk with 37 points, 3 rebounds, and 9 assists. Almost a double-double, but he was killing it this game. Man up was Keegan Murray with 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 1 assist. He was killing it this game too. Love to see them do good. On to the next, we had the Pistons versus the Jazz, an overtime thriller. 148 to 154. The Pistons fell short. The Jazz got the dub. But let's go on to the top scorer for the Pistons. Bojan Bogdanovic with 36 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Not a bad game for that man right there. Next man up was Cade Cunningham with 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 13 assists. A nice double-double for Cade that night. But let's go on to the Jazz top scorers. We had Jordan Clarkson with 36 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists that night. Not a bad night for him at all. The next man up was Lauri Markkanen with 31.7 rebounds and 0 assists. Them two were killing it, and they put the spanking on Detroit. It was a good game. Let's go on to the Blazers versus the Mavericks. It was 97 to 126. The Mavericks get the dub. The score for the Blazers was Shaedon Sharpe, 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 0 assists. Next man up was Alfred Simmons with 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. I mean, I want to see him do better because he was doing amazing last year. He's not where he was last year. Let's go to the top scorers for the Mavericks, though. We had Luka Doncic with 41 points, 0 rebounds, and 5 assists. He had himself a monster game, though, for himself. Second man up was Kyrie Irving with 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. Love to see Kyrie do good. Next game up, we had the Clippers versus the Suns, 131 to 122. The leading scorer for the Clippers was Kawhi Leonard, the robot himself. 30 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Too shy of a triple-double. Next man up was Paul George, 33 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. I mean, him and Kawhi were nearly identical. Just 3 more points, 1 less assist. Let's go on to the top scorer for the Suns. Here we go. We had Devin Booker with 35 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists. Not a bad night for D-Book himself. Next man up was Bradley Beal with 21 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. Not a bad night for Beal either. But next game we have up is the Heat versus the Lakers. For the top scorer for the Lakers, we had Anthony Davis, 29 points, 17 rebounds, and 6 assists. Not a bad night for him. Got himself a nice double-double. I mean, LeBron low-key needs to step up his game because AD needs some more help if they want to win. But the next man up was Austin Reeves with 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. Not a bad game for Austin Reeves at all. Pretty solid for him. Let's look at the Heat top scores. We had Tyler Hero, 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And the next guy up was the rookie sensation for the Heat, Jamie Jacquizzi Jr. Sorry if I said that last name wrong. But Jamie had 16 points, 0 rebounds, and 8 assists. Almost a double-double for him on the night. He was killing it, not going to lie. And then let's check out the top play for Wednesday, January the 3rd.
Coast to coast. He'll throw up a prayer.
Last play right there. Alrighty, on to Thursday, January 4th. We had the Bucks versus the Spurs, 125 to 121. A nail-biter this was. Leading scorer for the Bucks was Giannis Antetokounmpo with 44 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists. Another triple-double for him. Man, he's had 3 in the past, I would say 4 games. Pretty good for Giannis. Next man up was Damian Lillard with 25 points, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists. A nice double-double for him right there. Let's go on to the Spurs leading scorers. We had Devin Vassell with 34 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Not a bad night for him. Victor Wembanyama with 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist. Let's go on to the next game, and this might be game of the week, I'm not going to lie. Nuggets versus Warriors, 130 to 127. Leading scorer for the Nuggets, we had Aaron Gordon with 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. Not an amazing night for Aaron Gordon, not a bad night at all. And then Jokic had 34 points, 9 rebounds, and 10 assists. 1 rebound shy from a triple-double, but he got himself a nice double-double. And for the Warriors, we had Chef, look at Curry, man. He had 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. Not a bad night for Steph Curry at all. And then we had Klay Thompson finally doing something. 24 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. I mean, not a bad night for Klay considering what he has been doing. But let's check out the top play of that night.
The drive. Oh, it's knocked away.
Beautiful block by Victor. But that's not all we have, because we have another great play from that night. And this is going to be the play of the week. Let's go ahead and roll it.
Clock ticks. Got to put one up. Jokic for the win. Oh!
I mean, if I'm Steph Curry, I'm furious. I'm just like, what the hell, bro? You're already so good at so much stuff. 2-time MVP, 1-time NBA championship, 1-time Finals MVP. What else do you like? What else do you want? What else do you want? You just want to ruin my night like this? Come on, man. But that's just probably what Steph Curry's point of view was. But it was an amazing shot by Jokic. I was like, God damn, I cannot believe he really just made that. It was beautiful. But that's gonna wrap it up for the recap of the NBA this week. Thank you for watching the First and More, and I'm your host, and always will be, P-Man, better known as Preston. And as always, have an amazing day.